What do you do when you just feel crazy overwhelmed or like you just can't do it? My name is Amanda Kaufman, and this is my weekly video blog, Making It Happen, where I share with you strategies, tips, insights that are going to help you make things happen in your life. So really, what do you do when you just feel like it's so heavy, this list of to-dos? Maybe you don't even have a big dream that you're working on right now. It's just trying to get through life. And it's heavy and it's overwhelming and there's so many things to do and so many things vying for your attention. You know, this particular blog, I talked to a lot of my clients this week and prospects, people who have talked to me about possibly working with them. And I keep hearing this theme of I'm not good enough, right? Or I have some affliction that prevents me from being successful. So the affliction might be that I'm very distractible, or that I'm a very lazy person, or that I lack discipline. And here's the thing is that a big part of me just wants to say, no, you're good, you got it. But I also know that when someone tells me that I'm good and I got it and I don't feel like I'm good and I don't feel like I got it, I put a lot of mental energy in saying, yeah, right. And I fight it, right? And have you ever fought it, by the way? Have you ever fought when someone says, no, you're good, no, you got it, and you're like, no, I don't, no, I'm not, right? That's a very natural response when you're feeling that overwhelm, when you're feeling like maybe you can't handle it. What I want to share with you this week is just some strategies to, one, identify that that's what is even going on. I had a lot of my life where I had those feelings of overwhelm, of maybe being panicked or experiencing anxiety, and I didn't really have the language or the understanding of what to look for in what was triggering that effect. And to give you an idea, now I am a lot more in tune with that. Now I can tell you that when I start feeling overwhelmed and I start feeling like there's anxiety, my heart rate increases. I start getting kind of sweaty. I all of a sudden get very, very, very tired. And I, of course, have a very negative feeling, just this emotional feeling, like the pit of my stomach might hurt. And there's a lot going on there, but I got to tell you, for a long time, all I knew to say was I feel bad, right? Or even worse, I feel tired. I don't have the energy, right? So when you're feeling like that and it just kind of hits you out of the blue, a question to ask is, what are you beating yourself up about? I know it's kind of a leading question, right? Because it assumes that you are beating yourself up about something. Assuming that, someone didn't do something nasty to you just that second, right? And you're driving along in your car like was happening to me just this afternoon. And you just get that onset of the feeling. The response question of what am I beating myself up about is very, very powerful. Because then when you can identify it, then there's a response. So for me, I was thinking, I haven't gotten to enough things on my to-do list, right? And then, of course, my brain starts going with all the reasons why, right? It's like, I'm disorganized, I don't do this, I don't do that. Do you ever feel like that? So when that happens, there's a really, really powerful thing that you can do. And that is to acknowledge and validate yourself. Acknowledging the things that you have done, and to remember that you are where you are, and it makes perfect sense. Anybody in your shoes would feel that way, right? So that's number one thing. Number two thing is create some space. Create some space to just center and be. I think one of the things that we tend to do is we tend to dive into our phones and go into video games and go into sort of these activities that we just sort of feel like we're decompressing, but what we're actually doing is suppressing. And what I'm talking about here is having a blank sheet of paper and just going, this is all the stuff I'm worried about, right? And the third thing is, of course, to speak to someone, right? If this is coming up for you a lot, if it's coming up for you often, Maybe that is a signal that you need to speak to someone who has some qualifications to talk to someone that's experiencing a lot of anxiety or depression. It's a possibility. It wouldn't hurt to have a conversation, right? Or if you are identifying something kind of concrete that you really just want to work on better, right? Maybe that's the time to look at having a conversation with a coach, someone that's going to help you move to that next level as opposed to resolving the issue. It's kind of a complicated thing this week. I recognize that, but I wanted to just acknowledge it because I have heard several folks in my community talking about this notion of I'm not good enough and that's why I'm not getting what I want. And I'm here to say you absolutely are good enough. You're very capable. And if you're missing a skill, you can learn it. If what you're trying to do isn't working, there's lots of other strategies, and I'm here for you. Take care. Hey there, I hope you loved this week's episode of Making It Happen with Amanda Kaufman. It's my weekly video blog series where I share with you tips, tricks, tools, and strategies to help you make it happen in your own life. So if you want more great tips, be sure to check out my blog on amandakaufman.net. You can subscribe to have these video tips delivered to your inbox every week. And of course, if you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. I want to hear where you want more support in making it happen. So be sure to reply to any email, leave comments. I do respond. And of course, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube if that's more your jam. Very happy to see you each week. So take care and have a great one. We'll see you next week.